To take your product photography to the next level, our Lightbox will help you eliminate distracting backgrounds and take control over the lighting. This is a pretty simple model and it includes a curved background so that it already is avoiding a distracting fold in the background. But I want to have a look at the composition here because, well, my subject is a bit too small on the frame. Let's see how that looks. It's not too bad light-wise, but I can see the side of the box and it's just not big enough. So the most obvious thing to do is to get closer to it. Here I've got rid of the distracting sides. I can refocus on my subject. But unfortunately from this distance, it's kind of a distorted view. The head is looking too big. It's not looking particularly natural. So if you want a more natural looking perspective on your product, move further back and simply zoom in. So here I'm at 1x and now I'm going to go to 2x. This works really well, or you could go for a 3x mode if your phone has that. And you can see from this distance, it is looking much more natural while also cropping out those distracting sides. And that looks pretty good just with natural light in my room. But what if it's nighttime, or what if you don't have a window nearby? Well, most light boxes have built-in lights. This one has some simple LEDs that are built into the top section here, and it's powered over USB, which means I can run it from a mains adapter or anywhere I want with a power bank, which is what I'm doing here. So I'll switch on my power bank. The first thing you can do with this model is actually adjust the brightness. I can turn it down, turn it back up again, and you can see the camera here compensating for that. One of the first things that you'll notice though is that the shadow which was coming out to the side of the subject has now been almost eliminated. We've got some light coming in directly from above and it is getting rid of any distracting shadows, and it's also making it very easy for this background to just blend away. You can't see anything behind it. So that to me already looks like a really nice product shot. Every time I increase the brightness, the camera will automatically compensate, but this extra light is allowing it to produce a cleaner result with less electronic noise. So I'll now do a version at the maximum brightness. It's a little bit harsh on the subject, but I know it's going to be a nice clean result. And now all I need to do is compare them and see which one looks best. In this shot, I've used the phone's standard camera and simply moved close enough to the subject until it filled the frame as much as I wanted. But it was a little bit too wide and it's caused this distortion here, especially as I'm looking down at the top of the duck. This isn't the kind of result that I wanted, although I am happy with the size of it on the frame. In this shot, I've simply moved the phone a little bit further away and I've zoomed in using a 2x or a 3x telephoto option. And from that distance, you can get a much more flattering perspective. And of course, by zooming in, it's still filled enough of the frame for a nice detailed result. This particular picture was taken with natural light alone from a window that was on the left-hand side. And as a consequence, you can see a shadow on the right. It's not too bad. You might quite like the effect. But if you don't like the effect, or you actually don't have any natural light available, you're going to need to use some artificial lighting. In this shot, I've used the Lightbox's own light source, a strip of LEDs that are at the top shining directly down. You can see the reflections on the top of the duck, some nice definition of the detail. But most importantly, that shadow to the side has been eliminated. It is now just directly below, and it has allowed you to really concentrate on the subject while eliminating the background for a really nice, clean result. This is my favorite product shot.